Hi guys, welcome. Today we'll help you create a simple Hello World application. To do that, launch Android Studio and click on Start a new Android Studio project option. Over here you would specify the name of your application, package name and other details. So let's quickly specify the name of the application. In our case, it's a simple news application. You can also specify the domain of your application. So in case you work for a company, this is a good place to fill up that domain. You can also edit the package name of your application. Remember, the package name is very important. You should have a unique package name because no two applications on the Play Store can have the same package name. So make sure that's unique and it defines your brand. Once you're done with that, click on Next. On this screen, you can customize the devices that will run your application. So by default, your application will run on Android phones as well as tablets. Remember, if you're building an application for Android Wear or Android TV or Auto or Glass, you will need to select those options over here, like so. Okay. In our case, we're not doing that. We're just creating something very simple for phones and tablets. So let's deselect TV and Wear. For phones and tablets, you have to specify the minimum SDK version, which is API 14 or Android 4.0 by default. So this is basically the minimum version of Android that your application supports. So in case you're creating an application that needs to support Android Gingerbread or Android 2.3, you will need to go ahead and search for that over here and then select that. Okay. So in our case, we're just selecting the default version, which is Android 4.0. An application will only support version Android version 4.0 and above. So let's just keep that as a default value. Click on Next. On this screen, you will have to select how the basic or the default activity would look. In our case, we really want a blank activity so that we can customize it to our needs. In case you're building, let's say, a login activity or an activity which is full screen in nature, you can select all those options over here. Right? It just gives you a bunch of boilerplate code that you can work with, so you don't have to write a lot of stuff by yourself. In our case, we're not worried about that. Let's create a very simple blank activity. Once you do that, click on Next. On this screen, you can basically customize the activity a bit. You can change the name of the activity. You can customize the layout that will work with the activity. You can customize the title and so on and so forth. In our case, we might just want to change the name to, let's say, a news activity. Okay. Once we're done with all this customization, just click on Finish. So here Android is basically creating this sample application for us. Again, remember, this is just a very simple application. It just has a bunch of activity and resource files created for us, nothing very special. And there we have it, right? So it's created a very simple application with a layout, with an activity, and so on and so forth. So this is how the application looks and feels. As you can see, it's got all the folders, basically all the boilerplate code that you need to create and launch this Hello World application. Very, very simple, right?